Hello everybody and welcome to the Steckline Report. Cattle and calves report on feed came out just a week or so ago, and kind of want to talk about that. I want to talk about the general idea of where this cattle market and hog market might be going in the next few months as we head towards the end of this year. And quite honestly, take another little quick peek at the Farm Bill in just a minute.
I first got started in the cattle business. My wife and my father-in-law got me into it. I love dealing with the animals and being in the outdoors. At American Ag Credit, I know a lot of them are in the same business that I am. Therefore they understand what I need and what problems I'm against, so they can work with you on it, and it makes it much easier.
It's been passed down to me through the generations, and I want to pass it on down to the next generation or two.
Need equipment that's powerful and efficient? It's only available in red. While other manufacturers are scrambling for long-term solutions, Case IH is already in the field, both with our tractors and our all-new combines and sprayers, featuring the same industry-leading engine technology. The world of farming is changing. Will you be ready?
I'm ready.
Straub International, we're helping Kansas grow.
Well, folks, before we get into the cattle and calves report, I just want to remind you that the Farm Bill is going to be under discussion in the lame duck session. I've already told you what I think. I'm not sure, and I doubt at this hour that they'll even get that done because so many more important things need to be handled at the lame duck session, especially the Bush tax cuts, which, by the way, affect every one of us tremendously. That's a big deal. How that turns out will be anybody's guess, but that will be surely number one on their minds when they come back after election, and they won't have to worry about upsetting somebody in their voting booth by the way they voted in Washington. Enough of that. The Cattle and Calves on Feed report indicated the same thing that it has for the last several times, and that is our cattle inventory is going downhill. It was the cattle on feed in our major feedlots was down 1%. September 1 compared to a year ago again. Placements, listen to this, was down 11%. And that's the second lowest placement figure for the month of August since 1996. It looks like marketings were 5% below 2011. They have to be down because there's not as many cattle out there. And so consequently, we've got ourselves in a situation here where we're on very light supply. And if we're going to try to guess what the market's going to do, I would say this. The economy probably has a lot more to say and to do with the prices we're going to get for cattle and hogs and anything else than a report like this. We're going to have to wait and see how the economy and the election, well, quite honestly, first of all, the election, how it affects the economy. If it goes one way, there may not be much difference. If it goes the other way, there'll be a lot of people guessing what's going to happen, and there will be some decisions made based on that guess. And so consequently, it's a little scary, no matter which way the election goes. So with that in mind, we'll look at this old cattle on feed report as saying, same old, numbers are going down. And the big reason for that is the drought. A lot of cows have been sold. 2 years in a row, in fact 3 years in a row in some parts of this country, and that leads us to believe it's going to be at least 2 years to get this thing stopped on the downward trend, steadied out, and turned around. Oh, by the way, important deal. USDA announced that starting in January, it will be releasing its reports at noon, 11 o'clock a.m. That's Eastern time, 11 o'clock a.m. Chicago time, or our time, in the southern part of the country here. How will this change the markets? Who knows? But it'll be interesting. Here's my take on the markets. After 35, 40 years in our broadcasting field, I watch these markets very closely because I have cattle and I have a farm, and so we not only announce them on the air, but we pay a lot of attention as to what's moving those markets. And I got to tell you this, 11 o'clock seems to me to be a very precarious time to release this information. The traders say probably won't make a lot of difference. But I'll tell you what it will do. It will make some people scratch their heads the day that these reports are coming out as to what they'll do before the report and what they'll do afterwards. And the biggest thing that concerns me is as if there's a leak. The markets before the report will reflect that much more than the after the report. And you'll say, Steckline, there's no leak. Okay, I don't have any proof of that. But go back and take a look. You'll find out that there's many, many times a report comes out. Before it comes out, the market goes in the direction of the report. And I have to wonder about those leaks. Not accusing anybody of anything, but I do want you to come back to the Steckline Report next time around. See you then.